All right, what you're seeing on your screens at the moment is another CCTV footage clip that has emerged. We are told that this is from Connaught Place at 2:05 p.m. the afternoon of the blast. This is from Monday. The clip that you're seeing playing out on your screens at the moment, the timestamp, if we look closely, says it is from 2:05 p.m. from Connaught Place when this I-20 was spotted at Connaught Place that afternoon, the day of the tragic, deadly blast. Umar is seen at Connaught Place. We can see that Hyundai i20 car that was spotted on the 10th of November. This was spotted at 2:05 p.m. in Connaught Place, as is visible through the CCTV clips that have now emerged. What you're seeing on your screens at the moment is the latest CCTV clip that NDTV has accessed, which clearly shows that white Hyundai i20 car, allegedly driven by Umar, as his DNA test has also matched now. This car was spotted at Connaught Place the afternoon of the deadly blast. Aditya joins us with further clarity on the visuals that have now appeared. Aditya, this CCTV footage clearly shows that the I-20 white Hyundai car was spotted, allegedly driven by Umar at Connaught Place that same afternoon of the deadly blast at about 2:05 p.m.
Well, yes, this is a new CCTV that has been accessed by NDTV, clearly indicating how close the suicide bomber Umar was with his I-20 near the Indian Parliament and near the center of the Modi government seat. This is a CCTV footage from Connaught Place in the central part of New Delhi, where the I-20 can be seen moving along with Umar, who was the driver of this particular vehicle. There are more than 50 CCTV videos that have been accessed by the Delhi police and various investigative agencies who are studying the pattern, who are studying the chain of events, and also trying to map together what was the intention of Umar and where all he was going. There were reports earlier through the interrogation that around 6 to 7 locations in Delhi were being recce'd, along with Red Fort, India Gate, of course Connaught Place, and other areas including top malls and shopping areas in New Delhi, because the intention was mass casualties of the bombing. This particular bombing might have happened earlier because of the panic after several of the module members were arrested by the J&K police and the Haryana police. And of course, Umar thought that he was isolated, and in desperation, he was moving and transporting some amount of ammonium nitrate and chemicals that were part of his vehicle on the back seat. And then in this new CCTV footage, exclusively accessed NDTV, you can see how the I-20 car is in fact moving in the Connaught Place area, as I said, very close to several key sensitive installations and several key government buildings in the area. Connaught Place is just adjacent to the Indian Parliament and, of course, adjacent to several of the key offices, including North Block and South Block, where several of the key ministries of the Modi government are. So yet another CCTV footage will try to help the investigative agencies, particularly the NI and Delhi police, to piece together the entire chain of events that led to the Delhi bombing, in which at least 12 people were killed and more than 20 people were injured right outside the Red Fort. So before, while Umar, the suicide bomber, left early in the morning at around 7 a.m. from Faridabad and then moved towards Mayur Vihar and, of course, Connaught Place. This is the new CCTV footage from Connaught Place area that is being studied by the Delhi police and the NIA to piece together the chain of events on that particular day on Monday, before the suicide bombing, before the explosion really happened outside Red Fort. This is a video that we have accessed here on NDTV of Umar, the key part of the Jaish-e-Mohammed conspiracy, the Jaish-e-Mohammed's doctor module that was conspiring to hit India's national capital. And in this video, we can see the I-20 vehicle driven by the Umar minutes before the suicide bombing in the afternoon, around 3 p.m. at Connaught Place, and around 3:15 or 3:20 he entered the Red Fort parking area at around 3:19, and then for 3 hours he stayed inside the Red Fort before moving out minutes after the explosion took place outside the Red Fort of the Subhash Chowk area, just adjacent to the Gauri Shankar temple and the Jain temple in the old part of the city. And barely around 4 to 5 kilometers away is Connaught Place, where this vehicle was moving around 3 p.m. This is the CCTV grab, the CCTV video that we have accessed on NDTV, a very big piece of evidence of how the Jaish-e-Mohammed terror module member, a very significant member, a mastermind of the terror conspiracy, was moving very freely in this entire area. This also raises questions on the, intelligence apparatus and also, the entire security establishment, but that's for later, because there will be an audit, there will be an internal assessment on where the investigative agencies were wrong, because there was a massive success with the haul of 2,900 kgs of explosives, but yet one piece in this entire investigation, Umar, escaped that area in his i20 car and was moving very freely in sensitive parts of Delhi, including Mayur Vihar and Connaught Place, where this entire explosion took place at Red Fort. So exclusive visuals of the Connaught Place area where the CCTV shows us Omar, the suicide bomber, moving freely in the afternoon before moving towards Red Fort.
As Aditya is saying, this crucial CCTV evidence helps piece together the movements of the accused on that day. Aditya, take us through the other key locations linked to this vehicle that investigators are currently focusing on.
Well, the investigators are focusing on several key aspects in this investigation. It's, a crime that hasn't been seen in many, many years in New Delhi. As I said, this is first major bomb blast in the national capital in over 14 years. And this has certainly sent in alarm bells in the security establishment. And that's why not just the NIA, but several other agencies, including the J&K police, the Delhi police special cell, the crime branch, the Faridabad police, the Haryana police and the UP police and the UP ATS are involved in this investigation. One key element to this is the mapping of the entire sequence from Faridabad to Delhi, where all Omar went on that particular day on Monday, what was on his mind, because they are also trying to sense if there are many other cars or other explosive materials that are still hidden somewhere, or are there any more module members that are still on the run. And this is a major Jaish-e-Mohammed conspiracy that is being unearthed by the NIA and other investigative agencies. Apart from the CCTVs that have been accessed, and we are putting out exclusive videos from the CCTVs out on NDTV, the investigators are also trying to, raid several locations and try to see whether there are other overground workers or operatives of the Jaish-e-Mohammed who are involved in this conspiracy, because this is a Jaish Ansar Ganzwatul Hind conspiracy that was under works not just from January 2025, but the recruitment had taken place 2 to 3 years ago. We had also reported here on NDTV how Muzammil, a key element in this investigation, had also traveled to Turkey to meet Pakistani handlers some time back. And since January 2025, there was momentum and pace in this entire, operation of Jaish-e-Mohammed from Kashmir to New Delhi to Haryana to UP. It all began in the middle of October when the J&K police noticed that a particular person called Adil was pasting posters in Naugam area of Srinagar, where the poster has been also today accessed exclusively by NDTV. The poster contained threat message to the common people who were against terrorism, and also a message to the overground workers and workers of the Jaish-e-Mohammed to not distract themselves and join the so-called movement of the terror group, the Pakistani terror group Jaish-e-Mohammed. Once the posters were noticed, immediately Adil was tracked down and arrested by J&K police from Saharanpur in UP. Right. From Adil, they led to Muzammil, and the entire unearthing of the Jaish-e-Mohammed conspiracy was exposed. And now the investigation at a very crucial stage, because the government at the very top level, from the Prime Minister to the Home Minister to the NSA, are monitoring this very, very closely. They are trying to shape up how Pakistan and Pakistani terror group Jaish-e-Mohammed was directly involved in this, and who were the handlers from Pakistan who were involved in this.